Hello there, and we are live. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to people. The new show I have for you guys. I mean, people, yeah. Dr. Samuel is coming up, but this is a new show I have for you guys here, and it is called the Arsenal Sports Machine. And of course, I'm still waiting for my co-host to pop in and is here. I think. Let me see. Yeah, and it's here, of course. I mean, I could see the video now. So, see, people, yeah, you are welcome to the show. It's a new show, yeah, just before the new year, people. Just a new something going on, so that in the new year, it's gonna be tough because and one thing, yeah, why I wanted to do this show is because I really saw this brother as someone that he says it as it is. I like people who say as it is, yeah, people, yeah. You guys know that's what I do. That's what I like. And people, it is a big honor to welcome to this new show I have packaged for you guys. Yeah, the resident proctologist himself, people, no other person, yeah, than Dr. Samuel Raz. Raz, talk to these people. How you doing, my brother, man? You welcome to the channel. Welcome to the new show. And you know what? Yeah, po for you. Po. How you doing, bro? Talk to these people, man.
Man, what an introduction, Tony. Big up to you, man. And I'm absolutely stoked for this, for this podcast to, rather to ensue into the upcoming year. Chat, big up to you all. Smash the likes, hit the subscribe, give up some love for the man Tony here. And look, man, I'm good. It's a new year we are about to embark upon, and hopefully
Yeah.
sometime in this year we are going to be seeing trophies being lifted up and not the preseason cup ones, right? So
Mm, mm.
and just as well, big up to you too, Jordan. The only thing that we want to see, at this club specifically is, seeing the club do, or rather fulfill, the promises
Mm,
it had prescribed to
yeah.
the rather to us fans when we demolished Highbury and moved to the Emirates. Rather than,
Yeah.
we have had all this catch up money. It's time for catch up trophies. 2 decades worth.
Mm,
We'll definitely
mm.
talk about that later on
Uh,
as well.
see, yeah, people, this is why I like Dr. Seaman, yeah. I mean, he comes in with a different kind of energy, yeah. I mean, I had a new show today, with Dominic today. Dominic is kind of like, this kind of guy, like, this kind of laid back, easy in the eye, and kind of like, people, Dr. Samuel can't scrap people. Man can't scrap people. See, Samuel, I mean, say no more. Yeah. Big ups to Baggers. Big
Yeah.
ups to Jordan. Happy New Year, guys. Yeah, we're getting to the new year, new show, new things coming up. And I wish you guys, and of course my co-host Dr. Samuel here, a happy new year upcoming. But Dr. Samuel, say no more. Yeah. I'm not just trying to kind of like allude to your stage name, yeah, but I mean, say no more. Aston Villa, Arsenal demolished, completely exorcised the demons. I mean, see, I mean, it's just like you having a proctologist office, yeah. And you just, I mean, I mean, you invite Aston Villa to your office and you start doing your thing everywhere. I mean, see, yeah, Aston Villa exercised yesterday. Keynote. Tell us what you thought about that matchup. Every down thing. I'll just stay here and enjoy the moment.
Lovely. Well, so first and foremost, before I get any accusations of being toxic and negative here, all right, all I can say is, my friend, we are going on nearly 2,000 days without a trophy, so just let that sink in just momentarily. But to that end, Bargov, what an absolute legend! Big up to
Oh, Bagov. Oh, Bagov.
yo,
Big up to Bagov.
you absolute legend amongst mortals, my friend.
Legend. He gifts me 10. Oh, people. He does shows here with me. Big ups, Bagov. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I really
Hey,
appreciate it, bro. Thanks, bro. I'll be here with Baggett tomorrow for the watch along for that City game. But big up
Ah,
to you. And he says, Happy New Year. Wishing you a big 2026. Keep killing it.
wow.
Big ups to you, Baggett. Big
Big.
ups. Yeah, you are saying something, Dr. Samo.
Yeah, so look, I mean, overall, like as the result itself, getting the 4-1 victory, surface level, that is great. Like we haven't scored 4 goals in quite a while. I think
Yeah,
probably one. I think probably one of the best takeaways that I had from this game is that after we scored the first goal, we did not set up shop. We went on for the second, and even after we got the second, we even then we're continuing to press on for a third and fourth. See, it's that right there that has been missing for me for a very long time.
yeah,
I am sick and tired of us scoring a goal and then setting up shop, allowing pressure to come in and then potentially drop points as we have done so earlier in the season.
true,
So
true.
so the rather but what so again, on the surface, 3 points, standing on top of the league at the end of rather halfway through the season. These are all
Yeah,
positive takeaways. Personally, I did not think that we were going to be in this position. So I'm happy to hold my hands up and say that I am wrong. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, I have the humility to say I am wrong when I get it wrong. There is no harm in or foul in doing that. But to that
exactly,
end,
bro. Yeah,
like as we can rather if we look at certain things, because again, not everything is always black and white. Not everything is all roses and skipping through the meadow as if we're Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music. There are
exactly,
still
bro.
there are still things that we do need to look at. So first, so one of the worst aspects that I would say of the match yesterday is that it remains to be a match of two different halves of two different Arsenal,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So the first half was very endemic of the Arsenal that we have seen throughout the majority of the season, where
yeah,
we are inviting pressure, where we do not look convincing at all going forward, and we seem to be out of ideas. We seem to be playing like Tim Lewis Tim Lewis hairstyle U-shaped football around the final third. Big up to you, Miss Claire, as always, my dear.
big up to you, Miss Claire. Big up to you. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for becoming a new member of the channel. Big, big, big up to you. Yeah, big up to you. And big up to Baggett for that $10 given to us. Yeah. Yeah, you were saying something, Samo.
Yeah, and what I wanted to say, and I think what a lot of us would like to see is to see that second half performance, like where we were electric, where we were putting them under the cosh. Like we need to be seeing that not only across the span of a full 90 minutes, but we also need to
Mm,
see that kind of match consecutively across a span of matches, because
yeah,
I'm sure that we can all recall, we have seen good performances in isolation. These matches need to be consecutive, not just so like sporadically,
yeah,
then like every now and again. Like we
yeah,
need to demonstrate consistency in this regard, because
exactly.
I think that we would all agree, like form is temporary, class is permanent. We need to
Class
show
is
them,
permanent.
so I mean, so like player wise, like my man of the match like was Gabriel. I mean, like he has I mean, like,
No.
I
Dr. Tamer.
we could
Oh, say no more.
we could already see
Gabriel. Oh my God. I mean,
way. Yeah,
do you know why I'm coming in here?
go
It's
for it,
a
go for it.
different topic altogether, my bro, man. See, yeah, Dr. Seymour, when you are looking for a leader, see, Arsenal is being criticized, yeah, for not having leaders on the pitch. I mean, let's get that correctly, yeah. Every single time we keep asking the big question: where are the leaders in this team? Can the leaders in this team please stand up? Yeah, we keep talking about Odegaard being the leader and the captain of the football club. I don't see no backing. I don't see no performances that back him up as the leader of this team. But I mean, after two matches now, and I'm beginning to, scratch my head and saying, okay, Odegaard, okay, that goal, okay, Odegaard, okay, that pass was a Vivendi, okay, maybe I'm getting something wrong here, but it is what it is. See, we need leaders to step up. We'll still talk about Odegaard. We're not throwing that away. Big topics coming up, yeah. But I
Mhm.
mean, when you need Gabriel, is down there. He's versatile. He's the one spearheading our attack when we are trying to get goals from set pieces. And back there as a defender, I mean, he's leading the line. He's brought back that composure. Arsenal naturally builds from the back, composure within our centre backs, build with lots of composure, lots of patience, and then we now drift forward together. Well, that wasn't there when we were defending with Julian Timber. That wasn't there when we were, defending with Nordgaard and Incape sitting in that centre back pairing together. The composure wasn't there. The patience wasn't there. We couldn't build up from the back with lots of patience. And that really told on how we could really have a very smooth transition from defense to midfield and then going through the attacking process. With him back yesterday, everything changed. We're passing the ball more quicker, passing it more effectively. David Raya had more command of his area, and of course, when you have Magalish as a big leader, imposing figure, and a defender who likes to defend people, he relishes to defend, and you could just see that what he gives you, what he brings to the team. Leadership on and off the pitch. Dr. Seymour, take it off. I mean, we have to talk about McCarthy.
Yeah, like not only on and off the pitch, but also in defense as well as in attack. Like I mean,
Mm,
like as far as I'm aware, like he's what, like second highest goal scorer like this season. Like I mean, like he has been such an impact at the set piece play, and again, credit where credit's due. This is a player that Arteta has developed, and again, as people will know of the reputation that I have, I do not care for this manager one bit. He has ruined a lot of
yeah,
players, in my opinion. But if there has been
yeah,
one, but if there has been one player that has developed over time, because if we'll recall, several years ago we were lamenting about all the bozo moments that Gabriel would have. He has stamped that
yeah,
out for the most part, if not almost entirely. So again, credit where
yeah.
credit's due. Gabriel has
He's a
really,
completely new player, bro.
for
He's a
sure.
complete bro. He's a completely new player, bro. I mean, I remember 2 seasons ago, I wanted the Jesus out of the team. I wanted Gabriel out of the football club like 2 seasons ago. I totally wanted him out. Yeah, but it's just surprising me the way he's completely transformed. I think maybe okay, you could give Arteta the kudos though, but I think there comes a time when the player has to say to himself, I know I have the skill set. Yeah,
You're
sometimes the player has to take the responsibility to say, you know what, yeah, I'm a top class defender. I can get to where I want to get to. I can improve my gameplay. Coach or no coach, if I want to get to a place, I can get there, and that's what Gabriel has done. I would like to pitch it more to the player's character and
mm,
his personal growth rather than Mikel Arteta, though.
hey,
Again, I'm not taking it away from Mikel Arteta, though. Yeah, it
yeah,
has an impact, but I mean, I think it's more of a personal thing, though,
yeah.
with
Hey, look,
Gabriel.
I was trying to be reconciliatory, like, and even offer,
I get it.
rather like Arteta, even like the most, like smallest of, like of consideration, because again, like I'm not, as you know, Tony, I don't care for this manager one bit. I mean, like, and I
Yeah.
think, and I think that is like a very good, I guess, like kind of. Like thought discussion that you bring up, as far as like as far as like at what stage, or I guess like like to what balance do you give credit to the player or the manager for their development? Because so like for example, like Declan Rice, like I believe that the development that he's had, like being here at Arsenal, like rather like adding a lot more, I guess like a lot more, like more box to box, like attacking midfielder. I
Hmm.
guess he
Hmm.
has kind of skills like to his game. Like I would attribute
Yeah.
that like to as like what you said, like just based off his character, like just knowing that he is, rather like a top class individual and that he could add those things to his game. But I also think that there may be a little bit of tutelage, like going on as well.
Yeah, going on. Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a great it's a great point. I mean like Gabriel like really has like Bradley really has like made his place in our defense. Like and like
Yeah.
and we've and we've certainly said it. Like for both Gabriel and Saliba as well. Like they need trophies to their name, like to rather to really cement like their
Yeah.
as world class defenders. I mean like they are top class, but they just need that trophy in
They
association.
just need that trophy to consummate it.
Correct.
Yeah. Just need to complete that jigsaw, innit?
Absolutely correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but because this is the thing, yeah. When we talk about world class players, I always say, yeah, world class players, yeah, will get you to the top, will do all those things, but they need to win trophies. The talk out there right now is Saliba and Gabriel are the best in the world, but can we say they are best in the world when they don't have no trophies, when they don't have no Champions Leagues,
You
no Premier League? Where are you in that conversation, though?
well, yeah. I mean, like it's the long-standing debate, and as well as in the debate of whether or not like a rather whether like a player is truly a legend if they perform for both club and country. That's
Mm,
that's another layer to that as well,
yeah.
right? Um,
Hmm.
and we also know as well there are plenty of Arsenal fans that have been battering, and bantering Harry Kane for years while he was at Tottenham because rather like they all knew that he was a top class striker, but they never rated him because he
Yeah.
didn't win any trophies, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
rather that conversation can always go two ways. I mean, like I always say, like if you're a top class player, rather if you are like a world class legend of the game, there is going to be silverware attached to your like curriculum vitae at the end of
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
at the end of the day, right? But
Hmm.
it's not to say that there haven't been, like incredible players across the years that won nothing, like so like for example, like Matt Letizia from Southampton, like absolute like absolute legend of a player, but didn't win anything.
Didn't win anything. Yeah. Exactly. Dr. Seymour T, let's go into more juicy topics. Yeah. I mean, Victor Gyökeres. I mean,
Hmm.
you know
Hmm.
what? Yeah, I mean, this has divided the fan base. Yeah, I've not really seen a topic, yeah, that has really divided the Arsenal fan base than the topic of keeping Arsene Wenger in this football club. You know what? Yeah, we can talk about Mikel Arteta all we want, but that's a separate issue because that manager is still here. I
Hmm.
remember the big fight. I mean, many Arsenal fans on serious fisticuffs, yeah,
Hmm.
serious fisticuffs, fighting in the stadium because of that topic about Arsene Wenger either leaving or staying.
Hmm.
It's almost like this one, bro. It's just that this one it completely polarizes everyone in the football club right now, and that question is about Victor Gyökeres.
Hmm.
Nkape had a clear moment, had a clear chance in that first half yesterday.
Hmm.
Sent a center pass via air, yeah, and Gyökeres got it on his head aerially, hoofed it away in the first one. In the second one, I think it was Bukayo Saka that sent that cross to him. I don't just know what he did. He just skied the ball. But that one was a little bit more closer to getting on goal, though. But at the end of the day, he didn't score any of those goals. There were a couple of true balls that got to him. He didn't really do anything. Positional awareness, not really there. Bite, not really there. Strength, not really there. Hold up play. Arsenal didn't really need any hold up play on the day that he provided link up play, totally non existent. I mean, come on, man, Dr. Seymour. Gyökeres has to give us something in it.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, so as the I probably should have walked into the stream as Dr. Seymour Butts Esquire, because because I am also working on the legal defense fund for Victor Gyökeres, and his and as his stand-in counsel for this evening, Tony, I will move to dismiss any type of slander from my man Victor Gyökeres, just based on the establishment of the 29 clause, because this manager several years ago had said that we have to give a proven league flop in Kai Havertz 50 games before we're allowed to render judgment. So considering that we have now brought it
50. No, I know Arsenal fans who give him 5 games. I knew many Arsenal fans. I knew many Arsenal fans, mostly on the dark side. Yeah, I mean, I know most of them. Yeah, we do shows together. Yeah, many of them said 10 games. Some of them said that. Many said 5 games. If he doesn't perform in 5 games, that's all. I mean, Lee Gunner. I'm still friends with Lee Gunner. Lee Gunner said he was not even going to celebrate Havertz goal. I mean, let's get that printed out there. Yeah, there were so many people that gave him little or no time. I mean, this 50 games you're talking about, maybe it was I don't know. I can't say top gunners here, but maybe it was some other people that were giving him 50 games. I saw people that give him 5-10 games.
Tony, I mean, again, there were people like on social media that were not giving Havertz any time, and you're like, and for what it's worth, myself included, because again, like we had already seen at Chelsea that he was not up to par. We then paid a premium price for him, giving him a premium salary as well, despite the fact that he was not up to par, and despite proving as well, like on the pitch, that he wasn't up to par, the manager was still embracing him simply because he wanted that player here. He has his own personal agenda for that player. So, but with that being said, like it was this manager specifically verbatim that said in one of his press conferences, we have to give Kai Havertz 50 games before we can render any type of judgment on the player. So simply just by that logic alone, I'm giving Victor Gyökeres at minimum 50 games just because of that basis.
50 games. Dr. Seymour. That's not fair. That's not fair. And again, Dr. Seymour, you are pitching Gyökeres to Kai Havertz. I knew the reception. Forget the reception now. I knew the thoughts of Arsenal players when they were getting Kai Havertz. They weren't getting Kai Havertz and saying, "Oh, okay, we got a bagsman coming." Gyökeres had a bagsman reputation. He had a bagsman reputation coming into this football club. We've seen what he did at Portugal. Many Arsenal fans were saying, including me, were saying, this is a batsman. We're finally getting that batsman to come down here and complete the jigsaw. But with Kai Havertz, everyone knew his level. No one thought that they were getting a batsman. We just thought that, okay, another Chelsea flop. Maybe he might just score maybe 10, 15 goals. He lived up to that expectation. He got us up to about 12 goals in the season when we're looking, for that title, yeah. But he's nowhere near what we need at the football club. I completely get that. But not with Gyökeres. He came in with that reputation of being a batsman. And I'm sorry, bro. I have to be truthful. He is flopped. He has flopped.
Okay,
bro, we need to be truthful about it, bro. We need to be truthful about it, bro.
Well, yes, I have. I mean, we certainly can, but this is only in a matter of half a season that again, like we're rendering judgment on a player who has scored as many goals as he has. So again, I'm sure that you would agree, it is a bit unusual that for someone who who scores goals for breakfast, like in Portugal, just suddenly goes from like black to white in a matter of half a season. Like that to me would seem suspicious. We can also attest as well, just based off of this manager's history, out and out strikers do not perform under Arteta. We had even seen
Yeah.
so so in that context, we had seen a Golden Boot winner, a striker much better, right? A much better striker than Gyökeres and Aubameyang go missing under Arteta. Like Gyökeres is as clinical of a goal scorer, but he does not have the same other components that Aubameyang had to his game. So just by default, he is going.
But then he's not drifting into the left. He's not drifting into the left. Like what you're talking about Aubameyang, yeah. Look, I mean Aubameyang, yeah. The season he won the Golden Boot. I think was that in an Unai Emery season. But again, yeah, that was before he won the FA Cup. Yeah, but again, Mikel Arteta was always drifting him down the left-hand side. I'm not seeing Arteta telling Gyökeres to drift down the left-hand side or coming from the wings. He's actually kept him as a number 9. So I'm not really seeing the similarities in them, though.
The similarities are that Arteta is not getting the best out of his out-and-out strikers.
Sure, I agree.
And I would even say as well, rather with respect to that pass that Odegaard had made to Zubimendi, why isn't Odegaard making that pass to Gyökeres? Why aren't any of the other players making that similar kind of through ball?
Maybe he's not making the right runs. I mean, I watched Zubimendi, yeah. Immediately, I mean, you have to have that connection. Immediately, Odegaard was actually wrestling that ball away. Immediately he completed that, to wrestle the ball away from that midfielder. Immediately Zubimendi was already making that run. He was already running. It's just as if he knew where Odegaard was going to place that ball. He already knew it. I don't see that kind of telepathic kind of movement, kind of positional awareness.
So is that
a main striker, bro?
So is that again, a lot of these players, like apart Zubimendi, but rather Zubimendi has played with Odegaard and Marino in the past. A lot of these players have already developed a certain chemistry in the past. Like, is it simply because Gyökeres has only been here for half a season? He hasn't been able to develop that telepathic relationship just because of a lack of time.
Okay. I hear you, bro. I really hear you. But this Gyökeres thing, yeah. No, I'm serious. It's just that this Gyökeres thing, yeah. I'm not really buying all these arguments that he's not getting the. Look at Jesus yesterday. Look at Jesus yesterday.
Well,
bro, no, Dr. Samo. Let's look at this as fair men, yeah, fair men. Yeah, yeah. Let's be fair for once. Yeah, look at Gabriel Jesus. He comes into the fray. Man is already in action, bro. It's not one game. It's not 2 games. In like 3 games, it's missed chances. I agree to that, but you cannot tell me that Jesus. I mean, he's not making those runs. He's not positionally aware of where he is. He got that ball yesterday immediately. Oh my God, just wrapped it behind that defender. That being where we're seeing the ball is down there in the near post of Martinez, beating Martinez with that careful wrap and that little spin he put on that ball on a very good day. If that was Gyökeres, he's not going to strike the ball. He's not going to strike the ball. He's bereft of everything confidence in him. We can say Mikel Arteta has a role to play in that. I mean, right now we should be calling a spade and looking at Gyökeres and saying, "What have you offered the team?"
Okay, well,
he had 2 headers. He had 2 headers yesterday in the first half, and he didn't put us a goal up yesterday.
You're absolutely right. And as the striker, it is incumbent rather like that is their bread and butter, like just score goals. So I am glad that you brought up the aspect of confidence, simply because like strikers, like they are probably like the most evident of all positions that rely on confidence. Simply, and rather like so now we have a player like who had just won like the Gerd Muller like award, who has scored 97 goals in like 102 games or something absolutely ridiculous like that, right? I mean, it's pretty much almost like a 1-for-1, goal to match ratio. He's now rather he's now gone cold. So like imagine the questions that he's asking himself. Like imagine all the self-doubt that he is instilling into his mind. Additionally, like despite whether we want to talk about the manager or not, like he has a significant role to play just because we have seen this manager tinker with the squad tactics to get the best out of certain players that he wants to get the best out of. Like for example, Ricardo Calafiore being able to run all merrily across the pitch, being able to run over to Mark and Spencer's as well, like on halftime, just because rather he
but that's because he's a versatile player. It's in his wheelhouse to do that. Not really like the manager found room for him to do that.
Just hear me out, brother. Because the point that I'm trying to make is that Arteta is allowing him that type of freedom and versatility, and he is changing the tactics to allow that to be able to be functionable. Additionally, like he makes our wingers invert. He also makes our strikers come back in. The fact of the matter is, like we oftentimes play very U-shaped football around the final third, and we're not as direct into the final box as we should. And it's those kind of final direct passes that was what Odegaard had played to Zubimendi. All I'm saying is that we have seen this manager tinker around with the lineup, with tactics to get the best out of some players. He could be doing, I think, a little bit more to give Gyökeres more chances, because I will say again, like he should be doing better on those headers, but simultaneously, I think it's gotten to the point where he is so out of confidence and where he is so psyched out. I think he's even surprised to even get those chances to begin with, and that when he does, he almost gets
really surprised, bro. I mean, I didn't see all this, bro. See, Dr. Saber, I knew this was gonna be a heated topic. I mean, that's why I delved into it. I mean, it's what an excuse, bro. Bro, did you see the excuse you just gave to him, right? You just, bro, you're a real attorney, bro. I don't know what you do in real life, bro. You must be an attorney, bro. You must be an attorney, bro. What's this argument about him? And you're the second person saying that to me. What is this talk of Gyökeres being surprised? Bro, a killer and a fan being surprised to get the chance to score a goal. Oh, bro. Really, Dr. Samer.
I'll tell you why.
Really. No, people. People in the chat. I mean, I know you guys are already with Dr. Samer on this, but people, please, come on, man. If you want to give an excuse for Victor Gyökeres, I mean, it's surely not that one. That has to be the most petty.
Tony,
I mean, it's a valid one though, but it's the most petty kind of excuse I've seen being given for a striker who is known as a killer, a bagsman, bro. We're not talking of a baby striker. We're talking of an experienced striker, bro. He plays in the internationals for Sweden. He scored lots of goals. But he has legendary status in an European football club. Yes, Sporting Lisbon. He's a multiple-time winner with Sporting Lisbon. He's won lots of trophies with Sporting Lisbon. And in the UEFA Champions League, he's played against seasoned teams and scored against those same seasoned teams. He scored against Manchester City in the UEFA Champions League. I've literally seen him dog walk Carreras before Carreras took a one-way ticket down to Real Madrid. I've seen him dog walk Otamendi. Bro, he's done it against the most experienced of defenders. So why am I hearing out here at Arsenal that man is surprised when he gets to... Oh, Dr. Samuel, don't do this, bro.
Yeah,
don't do this, bro.
So here's what I can say, and again, like, look, I think as I said it before, I do believe he should be doing more, right? Like, I do believe that he should be creating his own chances. I do believe that he needs to be stronger on his hold up play, like there are things that he should be independently doing better. There's no shadow of a doubt. However, we can also say that Sporting Lisbon played very quick counterattacking football. They always played on the break. We don't do that. Again, like we play very slow, timid build up against typically a low block. Like we don't he's not going it's almost like despite him having played in England, playing for a team like Arsenal coming from Sporting Lisbon is almost like the equivalent of having like grown up in, say, Ecuador and then moved to South Korea. I
hear you on that.
Right. So so that aspect, alongside the fact that that he has had a lot of doubt come in, also the fact that that it does not seem as visually it doesn't seem as visual as it was when Kai Havertz had come in, because we had seen this manager embrace him. We have not really seen that. Why hasn't this manager like grabbed Victor by the head and show him off to the away fans? I am saying this.
I mean, should we be doing all these petty things, bro? Bro, man came for big money to this football club. Why should we be doing all this trickery for him, bro? All this shenanigans for him. It came at a big price.
I am saying
it came for big time money.
I am saying this all tongue in cheek. I just want to be clear. I am saying that
I get that. I'm not putting my own spin to it, bro.
I am saying just, but we have seen it. We have seen that as soon as Victor Gyökeres goes off the pitch, have a nice evening, Melina. Stay safe and stay warm as well.
Stay safe. Happy New Year, Miss Melina. Big up to AFC always, and AJ the Mod. I call him AJ the Goat Mod. Yeah, the Mod Goat. Anyone you want to say? Yeah, that's a goat there, bro. Yeah, you're saying something, bro.
Yeah. So look, as I said, like he needs to do better. I still find it very concerning that as soon as Gyökeres comes off the pitch, suddenly the offense just clicks into gear. And I would also say as well, when things aren't going well on the pitch, I want to see this manager change things up. I want to see Gyökeres and Jesus up front, as a forward too. I still think that Gyökeres. I don't think that Gyökeres is getting any type of service from Odegaard nor Saka. Rather, the only players that I've really seen like give Gyökeres any service is Trossard and Eze. And those two players, they have actually played with strikers in the past in their career.
I mean, again, I hear you, yeah. But look at Trossard. Even Trossard, you mentioned, yeah, scored a goal yesterday. Do you know the position he scored that goal from?
Well, that was right at the tail end. I'm kind of blanking on it now. I was watching the game.
You're blanking on that, right? Yeah, good. You know why it's blanking on you? That's because he scored the goal out of position. He didn't score it from the left-hand side. He didn't score it drifted from the left-hand side. He actually scored that goal some meters just before or near the 18-yard box, just a little bit outside the 18-yard box. And it took a snapshot. Almost the same thing with the Jesus shot, but it's just that Jesus was a little bit more further away from where Trossard stood, to take that shot, and they put a little bit of a spin to that shot. But Trossard just took that shot head on, and it was just outside. Seriously, like outside, some meters away from the 18-yard box. But it was just up and about around that mid area in the box. Yeah, he wasn't in neither of the wings. It wasn't at the right. It wasn't coming from the left. Now, typically, yeah, that's where you want to see Gyökeres locate himself to take certain snapshots outside the 18-yard box. Because what people would say, okay, is because we use our wings, we use Saka, we use Trossard coming from the wings. That's why they can be able to get the goals. But we now have Trossard who's scoring outside the 18-yard box, not around the wings, but he situates himself just outside the 18-yard box and takes a snapshot. How about that? How about drifting into such positions as a main man, as a striker? So, in as much as we want to see, I'm Arteta out. This is the thing. I'm Arteta out. But again, I'm a very fair person. I'm not the one that says Arteta out because I hate him or because I have an agenda. I say it because I sincerely believe it that if he's not winning, Arsenal Football Club have got a right to say, hey, and the fan base have the right to say, hey, we need a new manager to come in and win trophies for us because you're not getting us over the line. So it's more from a logical space rather than partisan stuff, yeah? Because I truly really believe that. But again, we have to be fair in this dispositions. We don't just hang everything on Mikel Arteta. Sometimes the player has to take responsibility and accountability for some of their misgivings. Those headers he lost on the day, yeah, where he flew, it skied it away. The first one, he just skied it away. I couldn't really believe it. He just skied it away. Is that Mikel Arteta that told him not to score the goal? Yeah, I mean, when you look at all these things, yeah, we have to be very fair in our criticism at times. I know Mikel Arteta hasn't really gone outside the box or out the box to really shoehorn him into bringing him into the system. But again, Dr. Samuel, should we be changing a system that sees us firmly at the top of the Premier League? Should we be tweaking a system for someone who lacks confidence and a system that has actually kept us at the top of the Champions League, a system that has put us into the semi-finals of the EFL Cup, a system that still sees us in the FA Cup? We are actually contending on four fronts, Dr. Samuel. So are you telling me right now, as we stand right here, that we should tweak the system for Gyökeres, who lacks confidence, really?
Yes, and I'll tell you exactly why. Like, so I mean, like, so right now, like, he lacks a lot of confidence. Like, rather, like, at the beginning of the season, we weren't at the same. He was not at the same level of lacking confidence. Like, but to that end, we have to understand that this system that we have had, despite being top of the league in December, as we were back in 2022 and 2023. As we were in 2015, 2013, 2007, 2002, like we have been top of the league in December. So to that end, like the reason why we went into the market last summer is simply because 29 and Jesus and Marino were not.
Yeah. Not cutting it.
And additionally, like, after we had got that player, it was then up to the manager to tweak the system to a certain point where you are getting goals from your number 9. So so what I would say is that, as we know, like, Arteta likes players, or Arteta likes goals coming from all positions on the pitch, right? But simultaneously, that means at the expense of the striker, rather the traditional striker, like the traditional number 9, not really contributing as many goals simply because they're coming from our wings, because they're coming from our defensive players, whatever. All I'm saying is that, like, we're not talking about changing up formations. If he doesn't want to change into a 4-4-2 or a 3-5-2, fine, whatever. Honestly, don't care. But but those passes that Odegaard had made to Zubimendi, all those through ball passes, surely they could be talking about this, like, on the training pitch and saying, like, look, that pass that you made to Zubimendi, right? Let's try to replicate that more on the transition. Let's try to make those types of run-ins. Again, like, rather Gyökeres Gyökeres was doing that at Sporting. So again, like this is not unfamiliar territory. I mean, like, so I mean, like, but ultimately, to your question, like, yes, we need to be changing the system just because, like, despite all of those, like, despite being in competition across 4 different fronts, we still haven't won anything. And that at the end of the day, like, should be a reflection that the system does need to be tweaked a little bit just so that we can get over the line.
I hear you, but again, it's a journey, innit? I mean, you have to win the games
Not
in
the
front of
journey.
you, innit?
Not
No,
the
no, no,
journey.
it's a journey. No. Because you just said that we've not won anything. But again, you have to beat the teams put in front of you to get to the position you are right now, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because if we're not winning games, we don't get to the top of the league. If we're not winning games or blitzing our opposition, we don't get to the top of the Champions League. We don't get to that summit if we don't win those games. So it is what it is. And right now, you're willing to tear down a system that has actually seen you. No. In essence, that's what you're saying, bro.
No one said
No,
tear down the system.
again, people, listen to me, yeah. This is me and Dr. Sema are not fighting, yeah, on like other channels, yeah. We're just having a friendly discussion, or open one about this. I see reasons to why his opinion is actually believable, and I get it. But I have to put it to him that Gyökeres needs to do more. That's all I'm saying. He needs to position himself more. He needs to make runs for those, to get those chances more. He needs to situate himself in such a way that would make other players to look and say, oh, okay, he's in a good position. Oh, he could make those runs. Oh, okay, he's in the best position to get that other end, and he could score the goal. And again, people are also forgetting something. Just like what AJ is saying down here, that I'll give him an answer to that. AJ says here, hold on a minute. Why is Saka happy to pass to Gabriel, Jesus, but not Victor Gyökeres? And the answer to that, AJ Mod, is trust. These players don't trust Victor Gyökeres. Because if they send the passes to him, they don't trust in that situation that he's going to convert them into goals. So why pass to someone that is not going to score or put you in a better position to get the goals than someone like a Trossard, who could be more open to get those goals?
Hold on, Tony.
That's what I'm saying. The element of trust has to be there.
But last year, like, or rather the last 2 years that Havertz has been here, like, he has done nothing to exude trust in all of his teammates to pass him and score goals. Like, so again, but they were all passing to him. So again, like, I'm not entirely buying that specifically, like, just because, like, Havertz has never been a goal scorer, but yet when he was playing in that role, the ball was always coming to him. And so, look, to your point, as I said before, he definitely needs to do better. And even to your point as well, despite him underperforming, we are top of the league, and he is also one of the team's highest goal scorers, if not the highest goal scorer. That's with him. That's with him underperforming. Imagine if he were scoring goals. Imagine if he was clicking. This team would be flying. So again,
it would be flying. I completely agree with you. But from now till then, when he gets his shooting boots on, I prefer we keep doing what we're doing. I mean, bro, at least we're winning games. And again, Dr. Samer, I know you're a long-time fan the way I am, yeah. I mean, bro, I'm getting older. I need an EPL title. I wouldn't sit down here, yeah. I need an EPL title. I'm not gonna sit down here. I mean, look at AJ the Mod, AFC always. These guys are old guys, yeah. They want to see trophies, bro. Yeah, they want to see EPL titles. So, in as much as you really want to tear down the system to actually, or you want out there to tweak something in the system to actually get Gyökeres scoring, I'm not really a big fan of that. I'm really a big fan of I'll still try and enable him into the system. I completely get that. Enable him. What I mean by enable is play him in the first half to wear out defenses and then bring in Gabriel Jesus to kind of like,
Sure.
just do up the wrap up show, or bring in Kai Havertz later on to just, mop up the job whenever we can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but to entirely just change the system,
We're
to
not
just
saying entirely
see
change the system. Just relax.
Gyökeres. I mean, I'm not up for that. I'm not up for that. Let him fight on his own, get some couple of minutes, and I don't care if he gets 25, 30 minutes. It's not a problem, yeah? And in some cases, let Gabriel Jesus start. Let Kai Havertz start, yeah? I completely have no problem with all these guys even starting the matches before Gyökeres, provided Gyökeres gets 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the second half. It's not a problem. Yeah, we have to shuffle the park and shuffle the deck around that attacking area. Yeah, I completely agree to shuffling the deck in that place, because Gyökeres was brought in for luxury money, and our luxurious striker has not adapted to the system, or the manager hasn't adapted him clearly into the system. Either way, when you are a world class player, you have to adapt to the system. Either way, and get those goals, because your reputation lies on that.
And
I
let me
mean,
ask,
look at Kylian Mbappe.
uh,
No, Dr. Seymour,
well,
look at Kylian Mbappe. He was
I,
in PSG. He came down to Real Madrid. People laughed at him when he couldn't score in the first month.
true.
They mocked him. They laughed at him. But you know what? Yeah, world class players are world class players. Do you know why? Because they always find a way. I
Correct.
mean, Dr. Seymour,
Well,
let's
well,
don't do this, bro. I
well,
mean, let's don't do this, bro. Don't do this, bro.
you know
World
what?
class players find a way.
You're
Gyökeres hasn't found a way. I'm not necessarily saying it's his problem. I'm not necessarily saying that, we have to blame him entirely. No. Arteta, has a key answer to that. But my bro, I cannot keep seeing Martin Zubimendi, a defensive midfielder, make runs, and Odegaard sends the ball, through ball to him, and his man is scoring goal. That's a defensive midfielder, by the way, and is positioning himself in such a way that would enable Odegaard see him as a threat
we can also
on
say
goal
that we can
and on
also say
sight.
that, we can say that though is
Bro, what are we doing?
we can say that those defensive midfielders making runs into the final third, that is Arteta's system.
It is what it is, but they're making the runs either way.
Sure.
I mean, it is what it is, but they're making the runs. That's the most important thing. They're making the runs. Gyökeres is not making the runs. I struggle to see him. I struggle to see him positionally aware in games.
That is also incorrect, because we have already seen Martin Odegaard getting clipped up on YouTube and Twitter and all these other social media apps that he had missed 4 passing opportunities to feed Gyökeres into the final third, and they were all neglected. Remember, pass the ball, Odegaard. Pass the ball, Odegaard. Pass the ball, Odegaard. So I mean, so look, again, I'm not disputing he needs to be doing a lot more with his game independently. But this manager and these players, part of my concern, because this manager has already shown in the past that he has his favorites, that and that if he doesn't like you end up living outside the doghouse. We know that this manager did not want Victor Gyökeres. We knew that he wanted Benjamin Sesko. Like, we had known this; it was as clear as day. Additionally,
big ups to Zany Shots, up Gunners, Zany Shots, big ups. AFC always big ups. Aces is in the house. Big up to this legend, Zany Shots. Big up to you. You're a new subscriber. Big ups. I'm with the one and only Dr. Seymour in the house. Yeah. So Seymour, you were saying something, bro.
Yeah. So I think it's still extremely too early to say that he has flopped. We know that this manager has his own little agenda with the players that he wants, and I think that he has a personal vendetta against. Well, I wouldn't go as far as a vendetta, but I think there's a little bit of animosity underlying in the background, simply because Gyökeres is taking up the space that he wanted Sesko to fill. And
Really, I don't think so, bro. If Arteta hates a player, he hates a player. If he doesn't like a player, bro, I mean, if he hates him, he's not gonna play, bro. I mean,
I
we
would,
see players like, I mean, bro. I mean, let's be fair, yeah. We've seen players like AJ, yeah, not
and
get a single Premiership run out at all,
and even
zero in three back-to-back Premiership matches, bro.
and
If
even
Arteta
one
doesn't
area.
fancy you,
Has anyone
even
seen
even one area, yeah, exactly. If he doesn't fancy you as a player, he's not gonna field you there. We know the kind of manager that we have. So I mean, when
right,
someone is saying
exactly so. So yeah,
Arteta doesn't like Gyökeres, I don't get it. He has always started Gyökeres, bro. He has always given him a chance, bro.
no, I wouldn't say always.
Went out of injury, came back. He still made him the number nine in chief.
Yeah,
He still allowed him to play.
look,
I mean, I'm not getting that argument because people are trying to back Gyökeres in such a way that it is detrimental to the team. And I like Gyökeres. I wanted him here, but I can't be that person that will raise my hand and say I got it wrong. I mean, it doesn't harm anyone to say, "Hey," just the same way you said it when you came on. I got it wrong. And I admit it.
it's
I
only
got it wrong with Victor Gyökeres because I'm seeing Ekitike. Bro, what's this excuse? I'm seeing Ekitike in Liverpool, bro. Scoring goals, bro. We're not talking about, no one is talking about, oh, they're not passing to him. Man is even engineering goals by himself. He's scoring goals, bro.
they also have a better manager there.
Okay, a manager that they're critiquing this season and people are calling him flops, bro.
True, but they just won the league last year.
Liverpool fan base, they hate him right now. They think he's the worst coach in the world right now, bro.
I think they would. I think they would still say Brendan Rodgers was a lot worse than Arnie Slot.
I mean, it's crazy. See people, yeah. I mean, I know this has been a very, I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of pain. I could see AJ the Mod, talking with lots of pain in the charts, bro. I mean, man, man is pained at this. He's pained at it. But I mean, I know, bro. But at times we have to have this uncomfortable discussions. Yeah, it is what it is, and sometimes we have to be very fair in our analysis of this thing. Yeah, I want the manager out, but it doesn't mean that because I want the manager out, then I blame everything, on him. Sometimes players have to take responsibility. Sometimes, with how they play and how they manage themselves. For instance. So it is what it is. But me and Dr. Seymour will leave this for a while, and then we'll get to other topics. Yeah, we'll come back to it maybe next week.
Sure.
After the game against Bournemouth, we'll come back to it. We'll revisit it again, and then there'll be more and more excuses for Gyökeres. I'm very sure of that because we have Gyökeres, a chief attorney in the house. Bro, not our president, Dr. Seymour. Dr. Seymour, Arsenal played played without Declan Rice yesterday. We played against an EPL contending team yesterday, a big team. They've won 11 straight games back to back. When you're playing in this kind of games, yeah, you do fancy that your biggest of players, yeah, will be playing in that game. And that was what Declan Rice represents to us. It represents that player that's faster, quicker. He could get onto goals. He could latch onto those set piece kicks that could confuse lots of oppositions. Mostly the ones where he takes from corner kicks that he bamboozle lots of the defenders and make them score home goals. That's in his wheelhouse. And also, we did miss that kind of person who would energetically just carry the ball around with an injection of pace. We completely missed that, on the day yesterday. But on the flip side, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, Dr. Seymour, Declan Rice, not in a game where Arsenal actually overperformed and beat a contending team yesterday. Are we over exaggerating the weight of Declan Rice in this team? If Arsenal could go all out and massacre Aston Villa in devastating form, yeah, and massacre them without Declan Rice. Because when Declan Rice was not in that lineup on the match day lineup yesterday, I saw people say we've lost it. Just throw the game away, throw it away. But we did not just win; we massacred a team that's contending for the EPL without Declan Rice. Is Declan Rice's position in this team over exaggerated by the fan base or the manager or anyone who is actually thinking that we can't do or that we can't do without Declan Rice? Are we over exaggerating his position in this team?
Not in the slightest, in my perspective.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I think Declan Rice is just as critical as Gabriel, like in the rather in the first team. I mean, like rather, I guess, like to answer your question with another question, I would say, rather, do you think that we would have gotten past Real Madrid without Declan Rice last year?
Mm,
Right. So like, so I think that if we were missing Declan Rice and Gabriel, that would have been a different match altogether. And I think it's
mm.
also worth mentioning, we could have been two
Big
nil
up
down.
Godfrey.
Big up to you, Godfrey. Happy New Year, my G. Um,
Happy New Year, bro.
we could have been 2-0 down in the first half. Marino could have also been sent off as well when we were 1-0 up.
True. That was true.
You,
That
you
was
know,
true, bro. It was so clumsy in the game here today, bro.
it was, yeah, and we would very well know that, like, that if that was at an away ground, we rather Marino would have been sent off. But again, like, that performance, like, was significant, but I also don't want people to get carried away just by an individual, like, result. Rather,
Yeah.
if we were to see that type of second half performance across a full 90 without Declan Rice for several matches, then we can have that conversation for sure.
Mm,
But I don't think necessarily in one isolated moment we can say that we had rather that we would be able to survive without Declan Rice. I think that Declan Rice has been that type of, I mean, I still think that he is getting play out of position. Like, I would much rather have him in the 6 than in the 8.
okay.
I think he's always been that kind of 6 that we had missed for years after Gilberto and Vieira had left. And
Yeah, yeah,
like,
true.
I think that he would be doing a lot more. But with that being said, like, if he is good in the 8, but we could definitely get a much better 6 than Zubimendi. I would rather have Zubimendi in the 8 and Rice in the 6, just because, like, I think Zubimendi has I think he has more to offer going forward. Not to say that Rice doesn't, but I mean, like, Rice's set pieces are great, but like, I certainly, I think we would not be doing him justice, like, saying that we rather that his position is overstated.
Okay. The reason why I'm saying this is that, yeah, I've seen Declan Rice, yeah. He's one of the most knackered
Oh,
players playing in this Arsenal team, yeah. Let's get that correctly. When he was playing against Brighton, I saw him at the edge of the post. I mean, just shouting out at our bench, yeah, that, hey, man, my
correct,
legs are dead, bro. Yeah,
correct,
my
correct.
knees are gone, bro. And uh, they said, hey, keep on playing. And Man City kept on playing. What I'm saying is, what if we give a rest? How about that? Yeah,
Oh,
to players like Timber and Declan Rice, bro. Because we might run these players down to the ground, bro, the way I'm seeing it.
you're abs- you
It's
are
knackering to just see Declan Rice suffer in that way, bro. Because Arteta will run them down to the ground, bro, if we're not careful, bro. So we trying to shoehorn Declan Rice into these games. I'm afraid him and Timber most of the time. So if we can win games against Aston Villa, why don't we give a little bit of a rest, 2, 3 games to Declan Rice, bro, and let him maybe come back maybe in the game against Liverpool.
Yeah, I am right on board with you. Like, look, like, like, I am a strong advocate of rotation. Like, I rather, like, especially for players that have had injury records, especially for
mm,
players that are so critical, like to rather to competing on multiple fronts. Like Declan Rice and Gabriel, those are two players that you don't want to see go down for several months on end. We had said the
yeah,
same with Saliba several years ago, and when he went down and got replaced by Holding, there went our title challenge. So my concern kind of goes back to the manager on this. Unfortunately, don't want to be a dead, rather like be like a broken record here, but like Arteta still has not learned this. I keep on hearing that Mikel Arteta, this is his first job. He's learning on the job. Be patient, but he's still not learning
learning
this.
for 6 years,
He's
learning for 6 years.
Yes, right. Exactly. And I'm here to tell you, like you would agree. I'm sure that everyone else would. Like, if you still haven't learned a concept after the first time, the fifth time, the 500th time, there's a good
Mm,
chance you're probably not going to ever learn the concept, and that is very disconcerting for me. So I mean, I don't have. I'll be honest. I don't have the greatest faith in Norgard, but there are still
mm,
matches that Norgard should be playing in. Like, for example, possibly against Bournemouth coming up on the weekend. Like, that should be a match that Norgard should be playing, especially since
mm,
Rice especially since Rice was pulled from the last match, saying of a suspected knee problem. Give him time. Just give him rest. Like, I don't want to see Rice for the next two Champions League, like group games. I don't want to see him in
yeah,
there. I really don't even want to see him against Portsmouth either. Like we need him until May, healthy and fit. We know that he was playing last year on a broken toe. Now it's the knee, and hopefully it's not some other, like small knock or whatever, because again, like
yeah.
he is critical in my perspective.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I do agree with you on that one, bro. I do agree with you. See, Dr. Samuel, something really hit me hard yesterday, yeah, bro. Yeah. Pause. Yeah, it hit me real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that and that is people, and that is the exclusion of Eze. And we keep seeing the exclusion of Eze time and time and time again without number in the Premiership. Three back-to-back games in the Premiership. Man hasn't played. I'm also very worried for Waneri, bro. That guy signed a new deal for Arsenal Football Club, and man is nowhere to be found. Even when we're winning games comfortably, man, bro, he's not even on the bench. That's a big statement to make, bro. Well,
Yeah.
what do you think about this two dynamics, bro?
Yeah, it's an absolute disgrace, and I'm so glad you brought it up. And also, like, I don't even really rate Madueke that much, but despite the fact that he had those two very nice goals against Bruges and is also
Goals
in the
against FC Brugge. Mm,
I'm sorry, it all goes back to this manager's incompetence of not playing, or rather of not continuing to play players when they are in form. And that has always been so bothersome, because rather we can remember, like, all those years back, like when Trossard was named like player of the month. I think it was like in February of March, or either maybe like last year or the year prior. He then
mm,
also disappeared for a good another month and a half. So rather, with the treatment of Eze, as I said, like with Gyökeres, like these were two players that this manager did not want. We knew that he wanted Sesko and Nico Williams from Bilbao, and ever since then, has anyone seen Nico Williams? Yeah, stinking
oh,
out La Liga, that's for sure. I'll tell you that much. So.
yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah,
personally, the reason, rather, I said it before, I'll say it again as well. Last year, when Odegaard went down to injury, he was out for a good like 2 months or so. It was not Ethan Nwaneri playing in the 10. It was Mikel Merino or Trossard playing in the 10. And we
yeah,
know that if Ethan was given the same amount of time and run of matches in the first team that Lewis Skelly was given at left back,
yeah, yeah,
Ethan would have made the 10 role his own. And Odegaard, after injury, would not have been able to get back into the squad. That is my personal perception of it, and I still feel it's the same. I still feel that there is an element of that, that ultimately, like, again, like, it doesn't make any sense, Tony, how just in February of this year, right, 10 months ago, everyone was comparing Ethan to Yamin Lamal. They were comparing him to one of the best youngsters in the world. They were putting Ethan on such a pedestal. And to be fair, he was performing. You know, like he was performing well.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, I'm not one of those, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not one of those, though.
Tony, he was performing well enough to at least be receiving a good.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. But for me, not Yamin Lamal's level.
Yeah. Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, correct. Not that level. But again, like, how is it that people were putting him on that pedestal just 10 months ago, and now they're saying that rather that Ethan is nothing. Ethan is nothing special. He's just run of the mill, and now he's expendable. See, that part to me makes no sense. It makes no sense how someone can have like this massive drop off, and it's still inexplicable as to how Arteta is not playing him. Like even Arteta said it in a press conference, maybe like a few weeks ago. He admitted fault. Which is, it is like that is a real aberration from the norm. Mikel Arteta never admits fault. He admits
fault. Yeah,
he admitted fault.
What did he say?
Mikel said that he was the reason. He himself was the reason that like the Ethan Nwaneri was not being played. He was the reason why. He said that. He admitted it. And
did he say that?
He said that verbatim, and he said that Ethan should be playing more. And despite saying that, Ethan is not playing more. It is absolutely crazy. So look, like Eze should be getting played more. Ethan should be getting played, more. I'm surprised that we haven't heard anything about Miles Lewis-Skelly potentially going out on loan because I know
I've heard he's going on loan to Bournemouth though. That's the news circulating the space now. Ethan Nwaneri living on loan to Bournemouth.
Yeah. I mean that I'm seeing, and I think that's a good move for him. But I am a little bit surprised that Lewis-Skelly is also not pushing for a loan move because I could imagine that he would be wanting to go to England, rather to go with the England squad to the World Cup. Because mind you, just 6 months ago, he was in contention of being in the England squad going to the World Cup, and now he's not going anymore. So I mean, it's like I just find it very. I find it very bizarre, and even kind of like circling back to that whole like player rotation, but with respect to Rice, like all these players have a role to fill. I don't understand why this manager does not rotate by like the 65th, 70th minute. Like give players the opportunity to make an impact on the match. Like don't sub them on in the 90th minute just to waste time. Like, rather like give them an opportunity to make an impact in the game.
Dr. Samo, this whooping that Aston Villa got, yeah. I mean, when you beat your rivals like that, man, for contending for the title, I mean, does this firmly put Arsenal? I know this is a divisive thing to talk about right now. Yeah,
well, here it comes.
Osama, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry I have to do this. I'm sorry I have to do you dirty like this, bro. I don't mean to, but I need to do it. Does this put Arsenal firmly to that position where you would say Arsenal is going to win the league? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying because, bro, we already halfway. Bro, no, sincerely, we're already.
How are you doing this? Jeez Louise.
See, people, I hope you're enjoying the show, yeah? I mean, this is what I envisage there. Me and my brother just joking around and having a good time on the stream, yeah? See, Dr. Sema, but I mean, we beaten Aston Villa like that, man. I mean, you should be looking at it surely now. We have to be looking at Arsenal as title favorites, bro.
Look, I mean, like what I can say.
What are we doing?
What I can say is that that performance, the second half was a statement that we typically don't make, right? So credit where credit is due. That was a good second half result. But we do need to see that across a full 90, and we also need to see that across several games, because as I'm sure as you can remember, we were top of the league in Christmas in 2002, 2003. We were top of the league at Christmas in 2007, 2008. We were top of the league at Christmas in 2013, 2014. We were top of the league at Christmas in 22, 23. We were top of the league at Christmas in 23, 24. And we were top of the league at New Year's Eve in 2015, 2016 when Leicester won the league. So unfortunately, so we have all of that precedence in the past. We also have the precedence of this manager.
But you didn't mention that we're table toppers at the New Year.
Sorry?
I mean, that should get. Yeah, I mean, you didn't mention in that dialogue you gave down there, yeah, in that monologue you gave down there, yeah, that Arsenal have actually topped through to the New Year, dropping out of contention for winning the EPL from that point. I mean, is there any points where we've led in the new year where we've dropped out of it? Really?
Yeah. So like,
I mean, Christmas, yes. New Year Eve, yes, but not in the new year. We're gonna lead the table until after this year. For now.
Well,
yeah.
Well, so mind you, so at least for certain 2002, 2003, 2013, 2014, not 2015, 2016, but 2022, 23, and 23, 24. We were top of the league through January. But always characteristically, we somehow bottle it either in January or February or March, or even in 23, 24. There were 2 games to play, and we still did not, there was 2 games to play. We were top of the league with 2 games to play, and we still didn't win it either, right? So while it is important to say that kind of second half result against Villa was a good statement, and a statement that we need to make more consecutively. But I'm personally not getting carried away from this result. I'm still maintaining the belief that I had said at the onset of this year that we're not going to win the Premier League, or really any trophy for that matter. Again, this is my personal take. And I pray that I am wrong, because mind you, if I am wrong, I have no problem saying that I'm wrong, because when I'm wrong, Arsenal is doing something right, and that's the only thing that I care about. I want to see this.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you, but when the semifinals of the Carabao Cup, you should start changing your mind.
That is
very
great,
soon, man.
But what I can say is that this manager has failed to get us to a final since bringing us to the FA Cup final during COVID.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So again, it is going to be a very contentious semifinal against Chelsea, because just as well as
big up Waffle Don. Big up Waffle Don.
Babs.
Waffle Don. Happy New Year, my brother. Big up to you. Yeah,
hope you enjoyed that pizza, man. Oh, man was absolutely
big up Waffle Don. That's our G.
Was absolutely noshing on that, right. I think it was it was a tandoori pizza. It was also a veggie pizza.
You not big up to you not. That's another big wig down there, bro. Big up to you not. Another real one out there. Yeah. Big up. Happy New Year, brother.
Yeah. So I personally can't take much stock in that result. I need to see it more consistently. I need rather. And as much as I don't believe this manager needs another halfpence in the transfer market, if we do want to win something, I still think that we need to bring at least 1 reinforcement, if not 2, in January.
If not 2. Okay. Looking at the goals, yeah. I mean, just 3 days ago, people up until yesterday, before we played the matchup, yeah, many people were saying Arsenal corner kick FC, Arsenal set piece FC, Arsenal, own goal FC, Arsenal. I mean, different FCs, yeah, for Arsenal. Yesterday, do you think we shut them up yesterday in any way, or we shut up those kind of attributes that's been attributed to us in terms of how we score goals? Yesterday, we had three open play goals yesterday, bro, and one set piece. No own goal scored yesterday. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's, I think probably the most important takeaway is that we're able to score goals like from different varieties. But I would also go back like to the aspect of consistency. Like
Hmm.
we have not consistently scored open goals. Rather, we have not consistently scored goals from open play on a consistent basis. We have, however, scored a
Arsenal
lot of.
scored more open play goals in the month of November than any other team in the Premier League, including Man City.
Why just the month of November?
No, I'm just adding that, bro.
No, right.
The same, bro. You're an attorney, man. Yeah, I mean, you're not telling me anything. You're an attorney, bro. Come on, man. You must be an attorney in real life, bro. No, 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 no. I'm not that, bro. You should be an attorney, bro. Yeah, 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 yeah. Keep kicking it, bro. Because we'll soon be going. Yeah.
Yeah, so look, look, it's good, but as I said, like I just need more consistency before I'm able to make a more like confident judgment.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay. See, yeah, people. I mean, I have to leave Dr. Samuel so he could go and enjoy, I mean, just enjoy maybe himself, his family, or whatever he has to do on New Year's Eve before the new year. But again, just before you go, Arsenal meets Bournemouth this weekend. What do you think, bro? What's your predictions for that game? I mean, are you looking at Bournemouth and saying, Arsenal, you must be beating Bournemouth? Are you underrating Bournemouth in any way?
Oh no, well, no, look, there is no such thing as dismissing opposition.
Okay.
Because ultimately, like when we start moving as arrogantly, disregarding opposition just based off of where they are in the table, that is where we slip up.
Mm,
Rather we need to be going in, with the sole endeavor as we had done in the second half against Villa. We need to be charging at them, like in the first 45, like big up, why not? Like, like build that 2-3 goal cushion, like do not score a goal and then set up shop for the rest of the 90. Rather keep on attacking and keep on pressing. Get that goal differential up at the end of the rather for the end of the season. We need, we are playing away there. Like we need to be getting those 3 points. Rather we need to show not only to the league but the squad need to show themselves that second half result against Villa wasn't just a statistical outlier, right? That
mm,
it wasn't just an anomaly. They need to show
yeah.
consistency like that, like across not only across the full match, but across various matches. Because after Bournemouth is Liverpool at home, right?
Bro, it's Liverpool, bro. I
Right,
know that's a whole
right.
game. It's
You know,
Liverpool, bro. And,
you know.
and, and Liverpool have been ascending, they're ascending now, yeah.
Yes, they
Probably
have.
maybe they're like 10, 12 points behind us, but they're getting closer now, bro. They're
Yes,
getting
yes,
closer now.
yes, they are. So definitely. So definitely as a precursor to that match, like we need to be slapping up Bournemouth. Like a good 2-3 4
Yeah,
goal margin to show Liverpool. Yeah, like you're coming home to play us. Yeah, like best
yeah.
beyond your, be on your best behavior. Otherwise, we're gonna,
Best behavior, yeah.
yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. So what's your prediction for the matchup?
You see, so I absolutely hate making predictions just because we have not been consistent at all this season. Um, so I want to be positive, and I want to say 2-0. I want to say that, but I swear down there is a 2-2 or a 1-1 draw somewhere hiding in around
somewhere lurking around.
Somewhere lurking around. You got that right, Buckaroo. I'm telling you, like they are always finding a way to, like make it more difficult upon themselves. So again, like all I hope is that they can take the second half from Villa, as we had performed against Atletico Madrid, as we had performed against Tottenham earlier this year, like do that second half across the full 90, do it consistently, and then we can start talking about, like how cemented our status is as title favorites, in my perspective.
Okay, good enough. See, the transfer window reopened tomorrow. Yeah, we are 30 minutes away from the market reopening. Do you think Arsenal should be looking into the market to do anything? And which areas do you want us to strengthen in right now? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's say you're the manager. Yeah. Which areas do you want to strengthen right now? And would you be looking at a new striker?
Yes. I mean, like, look, and as you know, like I rate Gyökeres, so I've said it before.
He likes Gyökeres, but I mean, you know the truth. The truth is out there. Gyökeres isn't doing his job, and that's why there's a but in it.
All I'm saying is that Gyökeres needs competition.
Okay.
Marino.
So Kai Havertz isn't a competition. Let me get this right. So you're not looking at Kai Havertz as competition, right? He just came back from injury, by the way. So it's fully fit to play in matchday squads.
I mean, like, I know. I mean, like, look, we still don't know what his best position is.
Yeah.
Okay. Rather like Arteta had brought him in as an 8 to replace Xhaka, but he's not an 8. He then started playing false 9. He's, like that maybe worked for like a few games, but I mean, like and same with Marino as well. Like Marino is trash in midfield, but he's all, and he also does like a very sporadic game up front as a false 9 as well. So so personally, I've always said I still think that we need 5 players at minimum. The first
5.
Yes. So the first 3, the 3 that I'm.
In other words, our squad depth is not depthing then, bro.
Oh yeah,
the depth is not depthing, bro.
Correct. Absolutely not. Yeah.
Oh, wow, 5 new players, bro.
Yep.
I think that's too much, bro.
I am saying.
Then what do we have in our team then? So the squad depth we have in our team is not squad depth then.
For me personally, there are players in this squad that can be upgraded on. So for example, again, like I see like Marino, Norgard, and Zubimendi as players that can be upgraded on, in my perspective. So I would say that that despite how good Trossard has been, I still think that we need a future left winger. I would be going either for like a Yildiz or a Rodgers. I don't think that's going to happen in this January window. I would still be bringing in another 6.
Rodrigo.
That'll be for another day. I'm very leery about Rodrigo. I'm very leery. Like I think he has a lot of. What I'll say about Rodrigo, like
we'll leave that for next week, though. We can touch on that next week, though.
Yeah, we'll. For sure. So I would say like a left winger. I would say like another 6, another 8. I'm bringing in another striker as well, and and a left back.
Are you looking at a defender too? Are you going to be thinking of a defender, or do you think we have just enough?
I think Hincapié can be our future left back, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing what's out there either.
Okay. McGay maybe, but I don't think McGay would leave half season. I think he might make that move in the summer. And there's no how Arsenal will be spending close to £100 million on a defender right now when we have Mosquera coming back from injury.
Yeah, I concur with that. That's why I think someone had mentioned the name, or rather, so like I was on Josh's stream yesterday. I was talking with Sebastian, smart lad, by
Mm.
the way. I'm not sure if you ever met with him before, but he had brought up the name Leon Goretzka because
Oh,
Leon Goretzka is
that's
available.
it. It's in Bayern Munich right now, right?
So his contract is up in June, and supposedly he's available for about like 15 million euros. I would be bringing him
Ooh,
in to place as a squad filler for sure. That type of
for sure.
experience, that type of
He has
name,
lots of experience, bro. And he's won lots of trophies, bro.
yes,
Goretzka
that would
is
that
a
would
good
be
guy.
someone I would be looking at for sure.
Mm. How about I've also heard someone throw
Oh,
in the name
and also, and also
Quentin Timber.
I would be bringing right. Yeah, Quentin Timber is also a solid option. I would suspect if we were doing anything for him, I think he would be in the summer. But these two folks, I would also be going in for Adam Wharton,
Adam Wharton. Ooh,
class.
I like Wharton.
Elliot Anderson,
But
class.
it's gonna cost a fortune, isn't it? That'll be giving the manager another
I know.
rough amount of money. And sincerely, to be very sincere with you, AJ the Mod. I mean, seriously, yeah. I mean, seriously, I don't want to give this manager any more couple of millions
I concur
to
with that.
spend.
And
I
that's
mean, I mean, investing on Adam Wharton and this Elliott guy, yeah. I mean, Anderson, I like the player, but that'll be giving Arteta another amount of money to go spend. And I mean, it's good. The players are our own, but to just allow Arteta just do that spending again, bro,
that
it
that
really
is
hurts.
that is my only concern and gripe because this manager has had plenty of money to spend and has blown a lot of it, and I mean like so. I mean, like, see, so that's like that is like the seesaw, like in that regard, right? This manager doesn't deserve another half pence, but this club needs reinforcements in January
Mm.
to at least confirm getting over the line.
Yeah. AFC always says
They got
one
money.
area will be playing with ESR next season. I think it's going to Bournemouth. I'm hearing that Bournemouth is the closest team to striking that deal for him, which is why I'm also thinking is Semenyo in the pipeline. I mean, we could be looking at Man City, yeah, but I mean, is Bournemouth really looking at Semenyo doing a swap deal with Arsenal for Waneri? Again, people, I don't know. AJ the Mod is saying, here's an idea. Luis Enrique will cost 50 million pounds. Pay that January. I like Luis Enrique. I like the very idea, but I think he's stuck on PSG, man. He wouldn't like Arsenal. And in as much as we are here talking about Mikel Arteta, we haven't got them, you know, a fan base that really do think that Arteta is the Messiah to take us to the promised land. So again, people, it is what it is. We are just here saying what we want to say. It's our own opinion. I don't think many other people of this fan base really think so that Arteta that they don't want him. No, they like him. I mean, if they don't like him, we would have gone since. We would have been holding placards since. It's only a fraction, yeah, of the fan base that's really looking at things now and saying, you know what, yeah, this man isn't winning, isn't getting us over the line, and that's all wants him out. But 80% of the fan base are still on like Arteta continue. And that's why I think that this manager might be here for a very long time because I've not seen any real any real worry with fan base looking at Arteta and saying, "Hey, we don't want you." I'm not seeing placards out there. I'm not seeing no one is complaining. Of course, I saw boos at the end of the first half yesterday. There were boos at the end of the first half, but
You bet.
there were boos. Yeah, there were boos. But I mean, they came back, and you saw what happened. Dr. Seymour, tell us about your new year and what you got coming up, bro, in your new year, bro, and tell us about your channel. And just give us some words before we say goodbyes and happy new year. And definitely we'll be seeing you next week. So yeah, just give us a talk about that, bro, before we leave.
Yeah, well, bless you, Tony. I mean, this has been a great intro to what's going to be a fantastic and juicy podcast coming up in the following year, man. And just no, this is an absolute great, absolute pleasure. So this New Year's, I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to go out. I mean, like right now, it's absolutely freezing out here. It is like what like how do you I mean I rarely convert Fahrenheit to Celsius, but right now it's like negative 10 degrees Celsius out here. Like it's cold out here.
Ooh, ooh.
But
Where are you now, though? Where are you now?
I'm in
Which
eastern
city?
I'm closest to Philadelphia.
Okay, okay. Oh, Philly.
Yeah, you know, man, Philly, brotherly love, man.
Philly.
You know, man.
A city of brotherly love. Oh my days.
You
Okay.
know it. So yeah, so I mean, like, I was thinking about going out tonight. You know, rather like for the festivities. Still haven't decided yet. I actually did have a few live streams like on my channel tonight.
On your channel, okay?
But that was going to be, I guess, like tentative, depending on whether or not like I did go out. So if I do, I may end up like postponing it like up until this weekend. But what I was planning to do, so I had a stream a few weeks ago. I had a massive stinker on StreamYard. Long story short, it deleted the stream, so I have to do like a redo of that. Absolutely bogus, but it is what it is. And then I was going to do a year in review of the rather like of what has been going on in the world. So we're still gonna see, but overall, I mean, like, so like my channel originally, like I I have been trying to seek out like public office. I currently work in civil service, and the reason why, and it's and like my employment is the only reason why I cannot run for public office. I've been trying to find new work. That has obviously not been working out, despite the fact that I have years of experience and multiple degrees. So it doesn't matter. I mean, like, so it's been a bit unfortunate, but you know, that is a journey, you know, and I am not giving up on that. And
Don't,
ultimately,
man, don't. And
yeah,
2026 will be a better year for you, my brother.
hopefully, you know, like, and
Hopefully.
I'll wrap it on this. Hopefully, this year, like what I pray for in this world, I pray for peace on earth first and foremost. I pray for economic security for us all. I pray for just, you know, just even the most microscopic of doses of a little bit more or rather of more competence in this world. Like we need more competence and more sanity in this world, you know, like, and above all else, I would love to see a fucking trophy being lifted in May. I swear down. I like,
Dang.
you know, like,
Dang.
I mean, because much like yourself,
Bro, that point banks.
bro, I am famished, Tony. I'm starving for this. I'm starving.
Starving for a trophy, man.
Oh my days, right? And you know, like, and I'm starting for the league too, man. Because look, this club demolished Highbury to compete with the likes of Real Madrid and Bayern and Barcelona, and we have gone over 2 decades now without winning a major. I am sorry. We love, you know, it's funny, Tony, like this club loves to advertise and market itself, you know, like as a big club, you know, but they always say, oh, we're not like Real Madrid. We can't spend like Real Madrid. I'm here to tell you, we have spent like Real Madrid. We advertise like Real Madrid. We have a global fan base like Real Madrid. The only thing that we don't have are trophies in our cabinet. That trophy cabinet
Like Real Madrid
is dusty. We have had, as I said at the onset, we have had all this catch-up money. We need catch-up trophies. 2 decades worth of catch-up trophies, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget that. I swear down.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Samer. I mean, TPP, yeah. This is it, innit? Next year. I mean, this is just a taste, yeah. This is a pilot episode. And this is how I envisage this going because, you know, I just like people that I could have fun with, yeah, when we're doing streams, not to be, you know, fighting amongst each other. Of course, you know, we nearly came to blows with the Gyökeres one. It's going to, you know, happen, you know, once or twice, you know, in the stream. But, you know, we get over it and we'll smile later. See, people, yeah, from me and Dr. Seymour, yeah, people, have a blessed new year, people. And remember, Dr. Samer's YouTube channel, yeah, American. I have to subscribe to that. I've not subscribed to that.
Stop.
America's, yeah, I've not, bro. America's a public servant. People, please, yeah, go subscribe to the channel. I will do that immediately. I drop off from the stream now. Yeah, people, yeah.
That's
Go and support. Go and support our brother, Dr. Samer. Dr. Samer, happy New Year to you, my brother.
Thanks
Thanks
to you,
for
Tony.
undergoing this journey with me. New show, new beginnings, and of course, definitely we'll be doing some episodes on your channel too, by the grace of God too. So next year, so definitely from me and Dr. Samer, we are out, people. Peace. Happy New Year, people. Happy New Year.